Plenty of incredible wars were fought this week amongst our clans, but let's not forget we don't have alternate attacks, we don't have Tribe Gaming, and we don't have MCES to worry about. So, just hundreds of other top tier clans to worry about. No biggie, Lethal.
No biggie at all. And I'm looking forward to see what's changed in the last week in terms of some of the players' attacks, some of the base layouts. D-Man, we know he loves his ring base. Might even see some of those. Will be interesting to see. Simple but effective. But it's more about the attack scene. You know, what's changed, what's going to happen here. As you know, it's getting pretty tight now. We're getting to the later stages of this ladder, and everything is possible, you know, to fight for that first place spot, to qualify, and the second to ninth to go for the play-ins. It's huge between these teams. And looking at the standings so far, Relentless Gaming on top. Silent Snipers, I'm not surprised. I remember in the last play-ins, they had such a great loser bracket run, and then sadly fell at the last hurdle. But I'm glad to see they're in still one of the top spots along with everyone else.
Yes, indeed. No Lex from Germany. We've got Inquisition as well. Bazinga, who were top of the table, now slipped down to 7th, and Carnage Gaming still sitting there in that top 9, which is fantastic to see. Penta as well in 3rd. A really strong choice. Definitely going to have to see them in the play-ins this time around. But also, we've seen quite a lot of meta change as well. Obviously, since the Town Hall 14 update, we've had a lot of changes, and we've seen a lot of clans really adapting well with the new meta. But it seems to be Air being the choice for everything. The Air attacks seem to be at the Time Vale Gaming slipping out of the top 9, unfortunately. And we've got some amazing squads, or amazing clans, in fact, sorry, from 9 to 16. Affiliate on Esports still up there, Zepto as well, and Titan Global Gaming. So we've got a really strong top 16 and not a huge amount of points in it. I mean, if you look at it, 1139 down to 1060. There's still so much to play for, as you can rack up 38, 39 points per game if you're playing someone that's top tier, Lethal.
Exactly, and sometimes it can be 20-something points for some of them. Like you said earlier, quality over quantity when talking about Clash Royale. If you beat some of these top teams, you're just going to zoom straight up. So you've got to think about that, you know, the caliber of skill. You've got to know what your skill grade is as well. If you don't feel like you can challenge them, or you don't think you're good enough and you need a bit more experience, that's perfectly fine. You know, just challenge someone around your leaderboard area. You won't get as many points, but, you know, every point does count at this moment in time. Look how tight the scoreline is in comparison. We know if Affiliate on Esports is literally about 20-something points, that's literally like a win or 2 wins even, just to try and at least close the gap. That's how close it is, Banks. It is ridiculous. That's why I'm so excited to find out what's happened over the course of this week.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands, Relentless are at the top at 18 and 6, but we're going to jump into Inquisition versus Zepto, 5th position versus 12th position currently. N-Strike is going to come in from Inquisition with E-Drags. Look at that, 7 E-Drags with his 11 loons. This is going to be a sweeping attack across the base. Going to send in the blimp initially, and I believe it's going to be sneaky goblins inside this blimp, just to ensure that he gets down the Town Hall, make sure he doesn't falter on the potential losing of a star, get that Town Hall down using those sneaky goblins, and then we can start with the main phase of the attack, which is going to be the E-Dragons.
Yeah, no messing around here, no patience from the side of Striker, as he's been very aggressive, and it looks like he's taking a good look at exactly where he wants to attack. So Skeletons will be going on that right side. As you know, not really too much happening here during this later stage, during the halfway mark of this game. But wait to see what's going to be coming up next, as the Baby Dragon does pop out on that 3 o'clock position, just going towards the Skeletons there. But still plenty of time to work with. Still got 90 seconds left. And so far, Striker doing pretty good. At least he's taking down the Town Hall straight away. But one of the E-Drags do come out, some of the rest of the balloons, and this is where the main portion of the attack is going to occur, Banks.
Yes, so your best friend right now is going to be Rage Spells and the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, which have all been popped. 2 Rage Spells go down to ensure that they sweep across this base nicely and don't get distracted by the buildings that were on the right-hand side of the base. That's why I used the Baby Dragon to clean them up. Here we go. More Rages are going to have to be dropped. These kinds of attacks are crucial because you're not really going to have Rage Spells for the back end of your attack. It's literally how much can you keep up? How much can you help survive throughout the attack so that the back end can still be taken out? Because as you see, E-Dragon starting to go down from the defensive structures, taking them down. There's 1, there's 2. We've got 2 up top that are going to go down towards the multi-target Inferno, along with the Queen and the King and the Royal Champ, with cleanup around the top side. But we've still got plenty up. We've got 3 still up. The multi's going to go down. 1 E-Drag goes down again. Another E-Drag goes down. This is what I'm talking about. If those E-Drags dropped any earlier, you would be in so much trouble with this attack. But fortunately for them, the heroes are still nice and healthy, so just using them for the cleanup, and that right there is a triple from N-Striker to kick off the war between Inquisition and Zepto, Lethal.
3-star, potentially 100%, not really too bad fare. As you know, those E-drags are there to consume as much damage as possible for the loons to come in quite nicely. So good stuff from him. It looks like it will be 100% just on the margin with only literally about half a second left. Ridiculous stuff from them, and a great attack as well. He was being very patient halfway through. I think he was trying to figure out exactly what path to take in order to go for his E-drags and the loons as well. But taking that town hall first was like absolutely vital, and it's a great way to kick things off for striker. You get 100% 3 stars, you can't complain.
Definitely can't complain. As we progress as well, you know, like into Town Hall 14, the defensive structures have a bit more, you know, HP. So one thing that can happen is time failing, and that's just one thing you don't want to ensure. So E-drags are perfect to prevent any time failing because it's a very speedy attack. Zap Quake going down on top of the Queen, the Eagle, and the Scatter to get down those defensive structures, which is crucial because we've got a Dragon army coming in hot from, well, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see where he drops it from. However, getting down that Eagle and the Scatter is just so essential because the Scatter deals so much damage and the Eagle can just keep popping off. But he's drawn out the CC troops, and those are 3 ice golems, and he's going to drag them out using an archer on the bottom of the base, and I think he's going to drop down the Queen at some point shortly, using the E-drag to tank this right side just to take out as many buildings as he can. But here comes the Queen at the bottom with the Yak.
Yeah, we don't really normally see ice golems, you know, defending. It's not like too often, but you know, it's nice to see a little bit of a change as the loons do coming on that right side, still going towards the air defense and be able to take it down. But here come the drags as well, just to try and continue on with the push and try and do as much as they can. There's already a huge amount of damage has occurred on that 3 o'clock position as the Inferno Tower is getting involved, as well as the Arch Tower and the Wizard Tower as well. But the free spell does come in just to delay things a little bit further, just so we can stop the DPS flying through from the defense of fight. But so far so good, as now to continue on further, including that south side as well in the 6 o'clock position with the Inferno Tower just inflicting so much damage as they're going towards that town hall with the blip.
Grand Warden waiting to use the Eternal Tome. He's going to have to use it at a crucial point. There he goes as the Giga Inferno starts roaring down on the loons and the drags. He pops the Eternal Tome just to keep them nice and healthy for, I think, 8 to 9 seconds. I'm not quite sure. Grand Warden's extended the time of the Eternal Tome given Town Hall 14, and he's gone up by 5 levels. But sweeping across the base, loads of dragons still up, and I'll correct myself from earlier. The Queen was with the Unicorn and the King was with the Yak, but they both got dropped at the bottom at 6 o'clock with the base. But still sweeping across, got plenty of dragons still alive, plus the Grand Warden is still up. This is looking like a GG with the Royal Champion up top, just chipping away at that multi-target Inferno. Now it is time for cleanup, and it's looking like he has plenty of it. Sasha from Zepto with a triple of his own.
Yeah, just a few mines, drill, and storages in order to finish things up. I have to point out, though, the Queen with the Unicorn as well literally must have been like 1 or 2% health at the time of that Unicorn until he actually managed to take out some of those cannons and Inferno Tower on that south side. It was so close. Didn't even have any more heals or spells in order to actually recuperate from the HP she had, and still managed to survive. So that was a big play, even though it probably would have been at least 2-star anyway, but I'm not sure would have got 100% considering the time he had left. But great stuff from him and great attack, very well planned.
Yeah, a crucial thing to note as well is that the Unicorn will only heal your hero if they're standing still. So that's the thing that is kind of a bit more, it's a bit more of a good choice really to use the King with the Unicorn because they stand still probably a bit more often. The Queen just deals out so much damage and keeps moving. However,
start stepping.
they kind of know a little bit more than me, so I'm going to put it up to the pros to basically show us how it's done. However, in my mind, I'm like, surely it worked better with the King. However, we're going to jump straight into Inquisition's final attack of the war, and he has to get a triple to close this one out. This is Fight from Inquisition. We've got a nice boxy base here, which is going to be strong, and we've got 4 super wizards in tow as well. This right here, this is a P.E.K.K.A. smash. He's got 3 P.E.K.K.A.s in the back, and he's got a siege barracks to drop, which will take out an additional P.E.K.K.A. to try and basically steamroll through this space. You've got jump spells, you've got rage spells to try and absolutely just create an onslaught of a wave and attack. And I'm assuming he's going to come from this left side because he's opened it up with a couple of super wall breakers lethal.
Yeah, I said it before, this is D-Man's one of his personal favourites in terms of base layout, so we have to see what it can do. It is quite simple but effective. Even back in the plains, it was very difficult to try and get through, even with that 3-star 100%. I think it was like 2 out of 8 times it was successful, but let's see how much has changed ever since back then when it was only a few weeks ago, as the two troops do come out. They're all coming pushing through. The Inferno Tower doing a lot of work from the center. Free spell does come out to delay the DPS once more. The Expo though still doing a huge amount on that left side, as well as the cannon, as the sweeper now just to push everything back as much as possible, as the Ice Golems from the defensive side of Cheese still looking to do what they can, but the Hog Riders are coming in, Banks, to try and clean up some of the attack.
Absolutely full send into this central compartment. I mean, look at this. All the heroes. Royal Champ was on the left-hand side. Hoggies have come out, and he also had Witches in the CC as well, along with the P.E.K.K.A. Drops the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, has popped and kept everything nice and healthy as they progress through. Because remember, we've still got a scatter shot to worry about. We've still got the enemy queen to worry about. The multi-target Inferno, the cannons. There's so many defensive structures in this central compartment. They just need to absolutely fly through. Use as many rages as you can. Pops the King ability to try and get everything down as quickly as possible. That Builder Hut is still raining damage on his heroes. He needs to get that down. But look at the outer ring from the center as well. There's still so many defensive structures up. You've got 3 Teslas and you've got 2 Wizard Towers and 2 Archer Towers. There's still so much to get through, Lethal.
Yeah, and there's still that mortar at the top as well, which hasn't been taken down at all. He's in range, but I don't think he'll be able to get it here. There's still so much DPS coming from the side of Zepto, and it looks like it could be okay here. 20 seconds left, but still got to take out the rest of the storages. The mortar is on that north side. Not going to do a huge amount because the damage per second is so slow. So the archers and the wizard on the south side still looking to finish things up if they can. Sadly for the queen, stuck in the middle going through the walls there, but it should be okay. Just a couple of seconds left. We'll be able to clean up the storage with 1 second remaining. Yes, he does, 100%. 3 stars. He's going to be very happy with that. A couple of games here have been very, very tight in the circumstances they put themselves in, but looking very good so far. It just shows that back in the plains 3 weeks ago, people were struggling against the base layout at that. Like, you know, like I said, that's like 2 out of 8 or 2 out of 9 attempts were successful. But now it seems to be, you know, a lot of these players have actually adapted and then adjusted to their attacks.
That's the thing, like that particular attack that we just saw as well, the P.E.K.K.A. Smash can lose a lot of momentum towards the back end of the attack. I mean, you get in, you get the jump spell, the rage spell, everything is just going carnage in the middle of the base. And then when it comes out towards the back end of the base and you've still got defensive structures picking things off, he was lucky that he had 2 P.E.K.K.A.s that were still up at the very end of that attack that were managing to use, that he managed to use, sorry, for cleanup. But I mean, that could have gone a very different way. So luckily manages to see it out with a triple and get Inquisition the win. So we're going to jump straight into 12th versus 14th. Zepto once again going up against Time Fail Gaming. Now Time Fail were in the top 8 last week, so they've had a few losses, but let's see how this one plays out. Tobias from Time Fail Gaming coming in first, and he's going to come in with a Queen Charge Lalo. Old Faithful, Lethal.
Well, it's going to be looking good here. A lot of patience here from the side of Tobias from Time Fail Gaming, just to decide what he would like to do going forward. And it's going to be a tall order for him here. Like you said, you know, between the positions, what we do. Zepto, I do remember the team in an interview saying that, you know, they were quite casual at first, very competitive now, completely different side of the coin compared to how they come into this first, but we'll be attacking from that south side in the 6 o'clock position. The mortar does come out and the archer tower just to delay things a little bit or as much as they can, as one of the cannons has been taken down. Still another cannon there, and that balloon is just used just to see if we can bait out any of the traps along that 6 o'clock position, as the cannon still trying to do as much damage as he can from that 5 o'clock site, but the healer's still doing a lot of work, and Heal Spell comes in as well as that balloon pushing to see if there's any more traps.
That queen so nearly popped her ability early. She went down to a fraction of her health, and luckily the healers got into the rage spell and beefed her up just in time. That was so close. Now, whether or not that was tactical or that was almost a mistake, I don't know. We'll have to ask him personally. Here comes the blimp. The blimp is going to pop, and what is inside to try and get this town hall down? It's either going to be sneaky goblins or it could be something a little bit more tanky, but the ice golems get drawn out of the CC, and we're going to wait and see. Once the town hall goes down, luckily we are going to see this queen push, and it is so impressive how much value that Tobias manages to get out of this queen charge. She is still up, she is still moving. We have the jump spell in that compartment to jump her into the middle to try and get the scatters down, to try and get the builder huts down as well that are surrounding that central CC building, Lethal.
Yeah, you're right though. You know, great value from the queen there, doing more work than it should be able to do here, which is exactly what you want to see. and still taking out quite a big portion here, you know, with the turrets in the middle as well, and the crossbow, or the expo we should say, to still trying to continue as much DPS as possible in order to delay things even further. And we haven't even seen the bulk of the attack there. Look at that though. 24 loons, and speak of the Devil Banks, here we go. It is all coming in the perfect position as well to take out the cannon, the archer tower, and the wizard tower, as maybe the expo as well. If you can take out in time, but the test is still doing a huge chunk of damage in the middle. But will he be able to do anything? And that's the question. But Eagle Artillery does so much damage to those loons, but you know, it's been healed at the same time. So hopefully he'll get healed in time for this next attack.
Yeah, the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome is protecting those 24 loons as they push through the base, but the Queen, she's still up. It's unbelievable. How much value do you want to get out of your Queen? This is unreal. Like, they've committed so many rage spells to keeping her healed, and if she went down, that would have been such a waste, but so impressive as the final defensive structures go down. Look how many loons are still up. We got a full health Grand Warden, and we got a really beefed up Queen as well. Really impressive attack there from Tobias to kick things off for Timefall Gaming. Super impressed. I mean, like you already mentioned, the loons came out so late in that attack, and he managed to keep them all up by using the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, and just really clever spell placement there, Lethal.
Yeah, it took a lot of the air defense or the Inferno Towers as well. The Eagle Artillery did do a chunk of damage at one point, but it was way too little too late then. There's nothing it could have done. Perfect placement, as you can see, and it was such a clean attack. Probably the cleanest we've seen out of all, you know, the past matches so far. So it's good stuff from them. I'm interested to see if they do be able to push themselves into that top 9 and maybe even make it to play-in. So interesting stuff all to play for.
Well, Rico is about to answer back for Zepto in our next attack, and he's coming in with his own Queen Charge Lalo. It's like, okay, hold my drink, because I'm about to come in and show you how a Queen Charge Lalo is really done. Pretty much exactly the same composition. We got the blimp as well, and we're going to see where he's going to kick things off, most likely with the Queen, and he's going to use a Coco Loon up top with the blimp. So the Coco Loons are there to absorb any potential bombs that could blow up the blimp. He's going to push into this central compartment, drop down the rage, and out comes a Yeti. Yeti being pushed back by the Lava Hound that's come out of the CC, but the Yeti manages to get quite a bit down, and the Yeti mites have managed to drop, and here comes the Queen with the main push of this attack to try and see if she can stay up for as long as possible. Drop the poison on top of that Lava Hound to make sure she gets it down in quick succession there, Lethal.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that the Queen and the Unicorn just trying to do as much as they can. Only taking out some of the storages for now. So Lava has been taken out. Lava Pups are going to get cleaned up nicely. But she's got a healer, so that shouldn't be an issue. As the only things attacking her right now is the Archer Tower, the cannon. The second cannon and the Expo will get involved in a second, as well as the mortar. But the loon has come out just to see if there's any more traps. Haven't really found many as of yet, and you know, it's a little bit worrying now, because it could be a detriment to the attack, which is going to happen very shortly.
Yeah, 21 loons are going to be used for the back end, along with a Lava Hound, that if they absorb the black bombs, it could mean curtains. That's why he's dropping the occasional coconut loon to try and get them out. Look, he keeps dropping them left and right, you know. He's got the king up top, yet to use the king's ability, but he's basically providing cleanup around the outer edge because he knows the loons are going to be the main bulk of this attack. Town Hall is still up in the middle of the base. The Town Hall is still there. So is he going to use the Queen to take down the Town Hall? Most likely, he's going to probably commit a rage spell over the Queen and the healers. There we go, right on time. And he's dropped down that amazing jump spell. What a great jump spell positioning, just to basically make sure that the Queen can get in and out and around all of these compartments to get as much value out of her as possible. She's being nicely topped up by the healers while she attacks the enemy Queen and the Town Hall. What a great amount of value once again, Lethal.
Yeah, just a little bit worried about these traps. Not too sure if the traps did actually occur or not, or if he actually found any of the traps with those loons earlier on. But you saw the king at the top. He was trying to take out some more of the defense on that top right side. Couldn't finish off the cannon, but it doesn't matter as the loons are coming in. Looking really good so far. 35 seconds left, but Multi-Inferno Tower is still doing, well, you could say, causing absolute havoc. And still trying to push in every way he can. 25 seconds left. It's definitely going to be very close as the two loons at the top still trying to clean up those arch towers and the turrets above. Sadly, won't be able to, but still not really much left here. He's got 15 seconds left remaining, thanks.
And the Queen's ability was unfortunately popped when the king, the enemy king, went and started attacking her. However, it is absolutely fine. The healers are still up. The Queen is at full health, and all it is clean up right now from the gold storages as the minions get that last one on the right-hand side. GG right there for Rico from Zepto, managing to secure the triple. Another Queen Charge Lalo with huge amount of value from that Queen, Lethal.
Spot on though, it's literally the air meta. We've seen it quite a few times now. Doesn't matter on your base layout and what you see defensively, it's looking very strong. Wasn't as clean as the attack beforehand, but still the 3-star 100%, that's all you want nonetheless, so good stuff from him.
Well, don't forget, if you want to go up against some of these clans, I mean, I don't know why you'd want to go up against exclamation mark, sign up in the chat and you follow all the instructions. You could be going up against some of the best in the business. Some of the guys that we've just seen, absolutely incredible attacks. And if you think you've got what it takes, sign up. And Lethal, I've got to ask you the question, all right? Are there anything from the highlights from this week that's particularly stood out for you?
I think Team Sky on PUBG Mobile, the fact that they're in between all three of those teams and using their initiative as a team to coordinate and get out of that situation, it's very, very rare, especially on a map like Miramar. That's some excellent stuff. Dirtbright, how he's playing on Clash Royale as well. Just a little things here and there just making such a huge impact in their gameplay, and I look forward to see what happens next week.
Yeah, Surge in that Brawl Ball has to be mine. What an incredible use of the teleport, and then slots the goal. There you go. Thanks very much. There's the win. Incredible. So week 2 of Ladder 2 is now completed. So it feels like the end is almost in sight, and the challenge finals are going to creep up faster than you think. So get your reps in to make sure that you and your team make it into the top 9. And don't forget, we're going to have the Asphalt 9 Challenge Open Finals this Saturday, okay? Make sure you tune in, and thank you so much to my co-host Lethal for all of your hard work. You've been absolutely amazing this week, and thank you so much to the production team at ESL for making all of this happen. My name is Banks, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you all for watching the ESL Mobile Open. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also don't forget to follow us on social media at ESL Mobile.